Hey everybody, how's it going? So I'm gonna try to get this across to you the best I can. Last night, brother. First off, brothers and sisters, man, if God's gonna talk to you, He's gonna talk to you in a language in which is meant for only you and Him. Sometimes He's gonna speak to you in a language that you know and that He knows is gonna speak right to the heart of you. So last night, in the middle of the night, I wake up in the middle of the night and these song, the song comes into my head, words for a song, right? Like this whole concept of a song about a mirror and this whole concept behind the song, and I'm like, man, that is hot, right? Like, and I was like, man, dang, I don't think anybody's ever sung a song about that, right? And in my mind, I'm interpreting this as a song, right? Oh, God's giving me some lyrics to some songs. I'm gonna write some more lyrics down, right? Because that's me. And I figured I probably won't even remember it in the morning, and I fell asleep. All day long it's been on my mind. So I finally had some time with me and God. I'm talking about it, and very quickly I realized that God wasn't giving me lyrics to a song, and He wasn't giving me a concept for a song, because no matter how I tried to sing it, no matter how I tried to play it over and over in my head, it just wouldn't come out right. And very quickly I realized He was giving me a talking point. There was a discussion He wanted me to have. So real quick, how many times on average do you think you guys look in the mirror? I know for me, I do it at least twice a day, right? I mean, in the morning you get up, you wash your face, brush your teeth, get ready for the day, and then at night you settle for bed, you do wash your face, brush your teeth, and settle for bed, right? So at least twice a day you're going to look in the mirror. Now, I don't tend, my intention for looking in the mirror isn't to look in the mirror to check myself out, right? I don't go in the mirror to be like, oh, look at me, look at my sexy, yeah. I go and I look in the mirror out of habit because I'm brushing my teeth or because I'm washing my face. And I'm not looking for any flaws or any errors in my face. However, if I notice them, I'll notice them, right? Like if there's a little fur ball or something stuck in my eyebrow, or last night's dinner, stuck in my goatee or something, So yes, twice a day average minimum. I look in the mirror, right? And that mirror that I look in is a one-way mirror. In other words, I can look into the front of that mirror and see my reflection. And what I see isn't me, but what I see is a version of me. What I see is a reflection, a replication of what I appear to be in this world. Right? Now, if I go around to the back of that mirror or I turn that mirror around, I'm not going to see anything, you guys. I won't see nothing. There's nothing to see. Right? And that's what a one-way mirror does. You can see things in one way. And that's how we live our lives before we are saved, before we find salvation, before we taste of salvation. We live life on a one-way mirror, right? We know this is my life. This is what we go through. These are the things I've dealt with. This is my history here. This is what I've experienced. Therefore, this is why I handle things the way that I handle things. This is my way. This is the one way. This is what I do. That's all I know is this world, this life, these people, these things around me, everything that I can see, taste, touch, smell, hear, all of that, anything that appeals to the flesh of who I am in this fleshly world is what I know, because we live in that one way before we are saved. But I'm going to tell you what happens. See, what happens is God gives us a little clue. God goes to the back of that mirror and He clears off a spot for us. And when we are saved, when we are born again, when we come to Christ and we are honest and we are open and we are giving ourselves to Him and we are submitting, God goes to the back of that mirror and shows us that it's a two-way mirror. You see, in a two-way mirror, for those of you who don't know, which I'm pretty sure everyone knows, but it's like you see in all these cop TV shows where there's some guy who is getting a squeeze put on him in an interrogation room and the cops are hammering him, and then they walk out the room and the guy's in there acting like a Goomba and he's looking inside this big old window mirror and he's cleaning his teeth and he's acting a fool and he's saying things here and there. But what he doesn't know is behind that mirror that he's looking into is somebody else looking from a different perspective at him, watching him. You see, when we live life before Christ, right? When we are living BC, when we are living before Christ is in our life, and we're looking into a mirror, all we can see is one way. We see a reflection of our physical world, our physical selves, our physical manifestation. However, AD, after death, after we die to ourselves, after we get sacrificed with Jesus Christ himself, and we are crucified with Jesus, and we submit to God, see, what happens is we get to look from the other side. We get to realize that there is a whole new world out there. There's a whole different world. There's so much more out there. I'm not just talking about afterlife, like after we die. People say, oh, there's so much more than what you see in this world. And I'm not just talking about after we die. I'm talking about right now, right in this moment. There is a whole nother world. There is a whole nother life going on that you can't see if you're looking in a one-way mirror. But if you go to the backside of that mirror and have been saved, and you get that vision, you get those optics of God that allow you to see through finally, and the more you walk. Do you know, check this out, do you know that the majority of the dust in your home, unless you live in an orchard like me, the majority of the dust in your home, like 90-some% of it, or whatever the amount was, but the majority of the contents of every speck of dust is human flesh, right? Or skin or debris from the human body itself, right? Which is an awesome thing to know, because see, the dust that covered the back of our mirrors that didn't allow us to know it was a two-way is from this fleshly world that we're living in. And once we shed that, and God allows us to wipe that clean and see through, and we're no longer living in this fleshly world, you can see yourself in a different way. So you get to see a perspective. That's the great thing about being a Christian. And it's also the hard thing about being a Christian. Being a Christian ain't easy. Don't let nobody fool you. All these people that go around make it seem like it's all just happy, joy, and life is perfect and life is easy. There ain't nothing easy about it. There ain't nothing easy about it. You have good times and you have bad times. You have ups, you have downs, but you got God. You have Jesus. You have faith, and you know something that other people just don't know. Because you get to see from the other side of the glass. You get to see from the other side of that two-way mirror. So the question is, how often do we look from the other side of that mirror at ourselves? See, when we're looking from that two-way mirror, we have a fresh, different perspective. We can look at ourselves as we're working and we're doing our daily thing. As we see ourselves every day, right? When you have that double window, that two-way mirror, you can see yourself. You see what you're doing. You can analyze yourself. That one-way mirror, you can't truly analyze yourself. You don't know. You can see the physical and you can analyze that. But the spiritual part of who you are, you can't see that. You can't do anything about it. You can't analyze it and you can't fix it. And that's the great thing about being a Christian. And again, that's the hard thing about being a Christian. We have to analyze ourselves. We have to watch ourselves. We have to fix ourselves, because we can make mistakes. But see, as we make those mistakes, we don't bring in all these gray areas and look at it and say, you know what, man, I might be bad, but this dude's worse off, so I ain't doing too bad. He's doing good now. I mean, look what he used to do, so it's okay if I do it now, because when I get his age, I'll be even better off, because I ain't doing the things that he was doing. There's always excuses. There's always gray areas, man, but as a Christian, we don't see that. It's black and white. It's right or wrong. It's righteousness or wickedness. It's that two-way mirror. Do you have a two-way mirror? If you have a two-way mirror, I want you to use it more often. Because it's just as important to look at your reflection from the other side as it is to look at your reflection from this side. God bless you guys. I love you guys. If any of y'all have any problems, and there's a lot going on with the fires and with our politics and the way people are acting like they've lost their minds, but I literally wish they would lose their minds and find the mind of Christ, But for those of you who are suffering and going through it, I wish blessings upon you, and I pray that God finds your heart if you haven't found Him. And if you guys need anything, please contact me, hit me up. I love you guys. God bless you. Talk to you soon.